Hi, my name is Ms. De Leon, and today we're going to talk about setting up equations from word problems. Our objective for today. After today, I will be able to set up equations and solve them using my knowledge of translating and substituting. And our language objective. After today, I will be able to explain how I set up equations using my knowledge of translating expressions. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to pause this video and I want you to copy down this problem down on your paper. Okay, so before we do anything else, we have to read the problem first. And as I read this problem and I make annotations on my screen, I want you to also copy those annotations down on your paper. The cost to repair Brianna's car is $156 for parts plus $52 per hour. If her bill was $310, how many hours did the mechanic work on Brianna's car? So now that we have read the problem, we have to go back and we have to dissect each part of the sentence. So let's begin reading the first sentence. The cost to repair Brianna's car is. As soon as you read the word is, what should come to your brain is an equal sign. This means that whatever we had before and whatever this sentence is going to tell us, it's going to equal each other. So what did we have before? Before we had the cost to repair Brianna's car. Let's underline that. We don't know what the cost to repair Brianna's car is, so we're going to represent that by a variable. In this case, I'm going to choose C. So is $156. That's a number. I'm probably going to use it, so I'm going to underline it. I have $156. $156 for parts plus, if I translate that, that means I have a plus sign. $156 for parts plus $52 per hour. Anytime you see something per month, per hour, per anything, that implies multiplication. So if I translate this piece, $52 per hour, this is really just 52H. Again, I chose H to represent hour, but you can use any other variable you like. Now, looking back at this, I see that I already have an equation. So before I read my second sentence, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to write that equation down. C equals 156 plus 52H. And now let's continue reading. If her bill was $310, how many hours did the mechanic work on Brianna's car? So if her bill was $310, that's a number. I'm going to underline it. Then this is telling us that if she paid $310, then that means that was the cost of repairing her car, right? In other words, we're going to take the $310, and since now we know that the cost really is $310, I'm just going to replace my C with 310, and I'm going to end up with 310 equals 156 plus 52H. How many hours did the mechanic work on Brianna's car? So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for hours. And looking at my equation, I see very clearly that I can easily solve this equation for H. I need to figure out what hours are. So simple enough. Let's try a different problem. For this problem, remember your turnaround words. They're than, to, and from. And again, I want you to copy this down on your notes. And as I go through and I explain this problem and I make annotations, I want you to copy those annotations down as well. If Jen adds 5 times her number to 75, she gets 120. What is Jen's number? Again, we have to go back and we have to dissect the problem. So if Jen adds, if we translate that, that means we have a plus sign. If Jen adds 5 times her number, I'm going to underline that. If I translate this, what does that equal? 5 times her number. That's going to be 5. I'm going to use n for number again. 2. 2 is a turnaround word. I'm going to circle that. That means whatever goes behind it has to go in the front, and whatever's in front of it has to go in the back. If Jen adds 5 times her number to 75, she gets 120. She gets, anytime you see that word, what should come to your mind is an equal sign. So whatever we had before it is going to equal whatever's behind it, and in this case it's going to equal 120. If we translate this into an equation, we actually end up with 75 plus 5n, remember you had a turnaround word, equals 120. And if we finish reading, what is Jen's number? Again, we're trying to figure out what this number is, and all we have to do now is simply solve it.